Hey, Pastor Dennis, we are back and really eager to get into this one because it should be really good.
How you doing, Katie? It'll be interesting.
So, Pastor Dennis, let's get straight into this. The title of this podcast is Will Aliens Kill Christianity? And so, what is your response?
Short answer, no, it doesn't kill Christianity. Because that question gets asked on the premise that the Bible doesn't and cannot explain other beings, when in reality the Bible is really clear that God didn't only create human beings. God created a number of different entities, okay? And because people presume that we can't answer that, this is why they think that this will put an end to Christianity.
So, then, Pastor Dennis, the next question is who are these entities?
Even though the Bible does not say that humanity is God's only creation, it also makes it really clear that God did not create other civilizations, other races that live on other planets, that evolved and became sentient and, progressed in technological abilities, and that is what we are seeing. The Bible is really clear. What we are seeing is not the basis of extraterrestrials visiting planet Earth from other planets in the universe. Every single person over the last decade, okay, because I'm well read, I'm well versed in so many different aspects of the alien phenomena, okay, like I've spent more than 12 years researching this and reading this, and I don't just read and I don't just listen to people that have a Christian background. I've read a lot of New Age books. I've read a lot of people talking about remote viewing. I've read about people that talk about out of body experiences and stuff like that. Okay, so I have not just secluded my information and my knowledge and my understanding based upon the Bible, but nevertheless, my foundation is always the Bible, and everything that everybody says that they have experienced, I can explain from the Bible. Over the last decade, more and more people, be they abductees or contactees, are coming out and saying that because they have had interaction with the aliens, that when they ask the aliens where do they come from, the explanation is not interplanetary, it's not intergalactic, meaning that they clearly say they do not come from any planet in the known universe. And their explanation to abductees and contactees is that they are interdimensional.
Okay, so if they are interdimensional, does that not create a problem for the biblical narrative?
No, because as I previously said, the Bible doesn't just say that God created humanity. So I don't have a problem when we are talking about interdimensional beings.
So then the next question's got to be, who are they?
Well, Katie, I believe in a group of beings that decided to rebel against God's created order. They then fell from their original position, and they have been employing a agenda since that fall from God's creation and rebellion that we have seen from the book of Genesis, and that will finally play out in the book of Revelation.
So what is that agenda? And does that agenda explain what we understand to be UFOs and UAPs and alien races?
It absolutely 100% explains it. Because in the book of Revelation, it talks about a time in human history where God is going to rapture the church. And then there is going to be the arising of a persona that is going to bring a one world government, a one world currency, and a one world of religion. And then the reason why we are seeing an increase of UAPs and UFOs is because they are trying to prove to humanity that they exist.
Can you break that down a little bit further for us?
So look, why all of a sudden are we living in a time in human history that is unprecedented, without a shadow of a doubt, that is trying to prove to us? There are so many voices, so many personalities out there that are trying to prove the existence of ET, okay? And they are trying to now get governments around the world to release the information that they have, be it photos, bodies that are not human, craft that apparently we have been reverse engineering and the like, okay? And the whole purpose of this is to prove to us, without a shadow of a doubt, that alien races exist, that there is life beyond the stars, and that we are not the only creation. And the reason for that is because the persona that will arise in these end times, as highlighted in the book of Revelation, needs an explanation for what will be the rapture when God takes the believers, okay? And the explanation at that time from this government politician who will arise to world power will be that aliens have taken the people.
Okay, but you've said that they are not aliens, that they are interdimensional beings. So what do you think will be disclosed?
Look, my personal belief is that I do not think disclosure is going to be what everybody says it's going to be, okay? One of the reasons why I think that is because you have President Trump, who has come out and said very plainly and very clearly he is not a believer in aliens. You have J.D. Vance, the Vice President of America, bearing in mind that it is America that has led the way in releasing all of the disclosure information. And both of these people have made it very clear that they do not believe in alien races. And to the degree where J.D. Vance said he believes that they are demons, right? So my question is this. If something is going to come out that is going to shake the world to its foundation to prove that alien races exist, why are the two people that are spearheading the disclosure saying they are unbelievers? That doesn't make any sense to me, okay? So I question, is there going to be an alien body revealed? I don't know. Is there going to be a UFO that is going to be presented to us to conclude the argument and prove that alien races exist? I don't know. I'll be really honest, I don't think that it will. I think that there's going to always be this cloak and dagger element to it. I think that the most important thing for the agenda, in order to allow the persona who will arise in the end times, who we commonly call the Antichrist, he just needs to play on the fact that we believe that there are aliens out there. And if anything, the rapture will be the proof that there are civilizations outside of planet Earth that exist, okay? So whether I'm right or wrong about whether something is presented before us physically, one thing to bear in mind that the scripture is totally clear about is the Antichrist isn't going to share his glory and isn't going to share his throne. And so this adds to the reason why I think that they will just be relegated to this thing that's out there somewhere, okay? Because the Antichrist, when he rises, will rule planet Earth. He will bring about a one world religion, a one world government, and a one world currency. And there is nothing to suggest in any of the prophetic scriptures that the Antichrist is going to bring about a one world religion that will focus on aliens. And the moment that aliens are proven to be real, that will then usurp his power and his authority to rule, because there will be a superior race in existence that could potentially overthrow him at any point. And so the one world religion that will arise, I believe the scriptures show clearly that religion will focus its worship on him.
Wow. Well, look, that's all that we've got time for today, Pastor Dennis. There's so much there left to unpack. So let's do that on our next podcast. So until then, God bless.